Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Iqbal Aiman bin Abdul Rashid. So today we will present to you some of philosophical, scientific and religious aspects that are contained in Doctor Strange movie. So we have chosen this movie because there are a lot of new elements implied in this movie. So I will continue to philosophical aspect. There are a lot of philosophical aspects that are shown in this movie, such as multiverse theory, concept of time, deontologism, and many more. But I will only explain to you about the concept of time. The concept of time in this movie state that every object leads to destruction, and this process will be not going back and forth.
So basically, this movie is a story talk about Benedict Cumberbatch, which is Doctor Stephen Strange. He is a surgeon at a hospital. One day, he involved in a bad accident while he is on his way to go to a party that causes a big injury at his hand. So the story tell about how he get his injuries medicine. Okay, I am with that, and now I will talk about the religious in this movie. As we know, superheroes have always been religious, but this superhero, Doctor Strange, takes superheroes spirituality to the mirror dimension. Perhaps we should have expected that Doctor Strange to be pretty religious, because the director of this movie, uh, he is Scott Derrickson, is one of Hollywood's best known and most influential Christians. But in the movie, Strange initially wants no part of those realities. He is just a gift, arrogant, and wholly atheistic surgeon. Uh, it means there is nothing mystical about the human condition. He believes nothing spiritual about the soul. Even when his hand crushed by what? Crushed because of the accident, alright? So he rejects any thought that spirituality could be the key to the cure.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am Ahmad Hanif, and I will continue about scientific theory in Doctor Strange movie. So, as we know that Doctor Strange movie is obviously talking a show made obviously about scientific. So many scientific element that content in that movie. So I will take the obvious things that very relate to scientific theory, which is alternate universe and multiverse theory. Okay, so basically we know that alternate universe and multiverse theory is not true. Logically it's not true, but it doesn't matter because psychists have been playing around with lots of different ideas of multiverse. I think that's the idea that sort of comes from cosmology. For example, what we call that very related to multiverse is quantum mechanics, which is it can they all can do some such quantum machine, as we know in Ant-Man movie, they use that machines. Okay, so all these different universe have usually different kind of laws, different behavior, so you can use the idea in the story to allow your character, especially as they are using the consciousness. Then I think that's all from me for about scientific theory. Okay, so as usual, we will conclude or talk about some learn that we can learn from that movie. So first, the thing that we can learn from this super great movie is listen to understand, not to respond. For example, before Doctor Strange became one of the mystic arts, his ego forbade him from learning how to better himself at first. So that's mean Doctor Stephen Strange doesn't understand any opinion to argue, but they listen carefully to understand and try to accept that opinion. Second, pride lead to destruction. Dr. Stephen Strange is the textbook definition of narcissist, as we can see our hero for the first time. Like many tests of origin, before he is ready to take on any kind of heroic mantle, he has a lot to learn. When a car accident leaves the doctor with severe nerve damage in his arm, it takes away both of his intent and his life. And only from 3 does the doctor's falls from grace begin. So that is second. Then next, pre-convinced judgment are often correct. Also the message from this movie. So basically, pre-convinced judgment not always correct. Not always correct. We can accept others' opinion to what we call in Arabic muhasabah. That we can see a lot of opinion to make some decisions. And so basically we can see this great movie gave us a lot of lesson. So I recommend to all of you to watch this movie. And I think it's great if you watch with your friend. That's all.